The big question getting asked today is why, if inflation is at 3-year highs, why is it that markets responded in a positive way? What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBit Solutions. And just like we explained in yesterday's video, for those that tuned on in and understood what the main focus was, it was core CPI. So you are correct. If we check to see what is actually reported today, yes, overall inflation did come in higher than what was expected. So if we scroll on down, we could see that our overall CPI data report went from 3.8 to 4.2. Expectation was 4.2. It came in at 4.2. Okay, well, maybe it's because it was already factored in. No, everyone already knew that overall CPI was going to be higher than what was expected or than prior month because of what's happening in the Middle East, right? The Federal Reserve can't control that. So because they can't control that, the Federal Reserve's main focus is going to be core CPI. That's the CPI that was at 2.8%. Expectation was 2.9. We came in at 2.9. Actually, for the month gap up, we expected a 0.3% increase, and it only increased 0.2. This is to show that core CPI, all items less food and energy, are actually not increasing as quickly as what was once expected. This is why markets celebrated as this report came out. It was not because overall CPI came in at 4.2%. 4.2% is double the mandate of what the Federal Reserve wants, but they know they can't control oil prices in the Middle East and anything that's happening in the Middle East. So they have to acknowledge what they can control, and that is core CPI. The big concern was, did higher oil prices impact core CPI, and has it seeped into it? Today we got that answer, and the answer is no. It was actually, I don't want to say lower than what was expected, but technically speaking, yes. If we click on the actual PDF, remember this is the official website. We shared it with you guys yesterday. We want you to understand the websites where these reports get released on a monthly basis so you can be self-sufficient, not have to depend on anyone. bls.gov/CPI. You click on the PDF and you can see that, hey, let me refresh it just to make sure it pops up. There it goes. For the month of May, we saw the increase for overall CPI of 0.5%, but the increase for core CPI was only 0.2%, and the expectation was 0.3. So again, the big focus, in my opinion, was core CPI. And when it came in lower than what was expected for the gap up, that's what markets were celebrating. Do I agree with that reaction? It doesn't matter what I think, right? No, I don't think it's good that overall CPI is at 3-year highs, because although the Federal Reserve can't control it, it still sucks for people like you and I, right? For consumers, we're still paying more for goods this month than we were last month, 0.5% more. And based off of the last 12 months, 4.2% more, right? If you take all that into consideration. That being said, markets rallied. They peaked at 7-Eleven, a beautiful overbought reversal, and then they began to sell off. Now, this is just my take on it. What I wanted to share with you was the sentiment. You let me know down in the comment section. You don't have to agree with me. I don't want you to agree with me if you don't see eye to eye with me. Markets are incredibly irrational. They've been trying to recover for any and every reason. So then why do they sell off? There's fear. There's fear that the U.S. will continue to attack Iran after they attacked our helicopter, the Apache helicopter that was attacked yesterday. We'll see. With this expectation, the tone has completely changed from a peace deal to now Trump will be attacking Iran hard. And if this does happen, once the attack gets announced and factored in, markets will most likely sell off even further. That is what I believe is now beginning to get factored in, the shift of sentiment, the expectation of an attack. When the attack still happens, it will still be a reaction in the market, just maybe not as big. With that being said, shortly after, then we want to see if there's a change of tone, a change of sentiment, and if peace deals begin to present itself, or if it's this whole debacle all over again and we restart this entire ceasefire agreement after a series of attacks. We'll see how that continues to develop. But again, the reason that markets were so eager to recover the past few weeks is because there were no attacks and the US and Iran kept talking about a peace deal. That sentiment and that tone has began to shift. That is my opinion on it based off of the updates we continue to get. If you don't believe that and you think that, no, I still think that there is a peace deal right around the corner, then it might make sense for you to buy the dip on any companies that you see value in, because then at that point, if there won't be an attack, markets are likely to recover if a peace deal does present itself. Remember, I love talking about both sides because it's our job to highlight bull case and bear case. With that being said, what is your take? I believe that sentiment is bearish. There is fear in the market for a possible attack, and I think that we can go lower once the attack gets actually reported. Again, that is my take on it. But we'll see how things continue to develop. I have a very small short position going on right now with MSTR. I'm only up about $700. I'll do my part in keeping you guys up to date, especially if you're part of my LPP team. But again, I shared it with them this morning. It's a slight little overbought reversal with some gap down. There's about 3.5% potential that it has to offer. And the reason I'm so excited for it is that if BTC breaks the support, then we have that big gap down. But also, again, that's if it breaks that support. It does not have to. If it begins to recover, then I'll just take profits on MSTR and I'll cut it close, right? With that being said, this is a day trade position. It's not a swing trade. I do not plan to carry this position overnight, just so you know. Again, I trade live every morning with our LPP team. And just like you heard me break down that CPI report, if you like the way that I break things down and you want access to these daily live sessions, I go live every single day. It's the second link in the description down below. And you can learn more about exactly what's included in LPP. The A to Z video lesson library, the daily live sessions, and the private group chat. All included, a one-time payment, lifetime access. We're going to have a discount code for you, and it's going to be the second link in the description down below, so you can get $300 off. If you've never watched me trade live, by clicking the second link, you can actually preview one of our previous live sessions, so you can get a real taste of what it's like to watch me trade live. So if you like that live stream, most likely you will like every other live stream that we host on a daily basis once markets are open. So again, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to message me via Instagram. That's the third link in the description down below. And I'll do my part in keeping you guys up to date as markets continue to develop. I hope that it earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team, and happy Wednesday.